All right, everybody. Today I'm going to give you my take on shrimp Alfredo. I got this shrimp right here. I've got it cleaned up. It's raw, obviously, not cooked. I'm just going to add a little bit of olive oil, and you can season this however you want. Me, I use salt. I believe I used a little bit of pepper and paprika. And I like a lot of pepper, and this grinder doesn't exactly grind as fast as I like, but it gets it done. Then, like I said, I'm gonna add a little bit of paprika. Then you're just gonna fold everything together until everything is seasoned how you like. You can also use some Cajun spices or garlic powder. This is just what I'm going with. Gonna mix it up really good, get all the seasonings on each piece, set that aside. Then we're gonna go over and get the skillet started. So I got this on about a medium-high heat. I'm gonna cook everything in this pan. So it's already kind of smoking. We're gonna put the shrimp in there, and this does not need long at all. Even if these were bigger size, you don't need to put these in very long because they're just gonna go in the hot sauce at the sauce that's hot, if that makes sense, at the end. So it'll cook thoroughly. So you're really only gonna give it about a minute on each side at most. Just get some color on it. I kind of wish I waited just a little bit longer. I still got good color on these, but if it had gotten a little bit more color, I think it'd be a little bit better, but it still turned out fantastic. So once those are done, got good color, remove them, put them aside. I'm gonna squeeze a lemon in here, and these are gonna sit aside while I cook my sauce. And by the way, I've already cooked my fettuccine noodles, and they're sitting aside. So in the same pan, I'm gonna add a little bit more oil. I got some shallots, and then I'm gonna throw just a little bit of garlic in there. And we're gonna toss that around, probably bump the heat down to about a medium, maybe even a little bit lower because the pan's gonna be pretty hot from earlier. Don't go too heavy on the garlic, unless it's up to you if you like garlic that much. I think it could be overpowering if you add too much to this. So just gonna mix it around, and we're gonna get that sweated out a little bit. From there, I'm gonna deglaze my pan. I got some cooking wine. You can use any kind of wine that you like, but I'm just gonna use the cooking wine. Gonna add that in there and use that to clean the bottom of the pan. Another minute or two, let the alcohol cook off. So then from here, I'm gonna add 2 cups of cream. And we're still on about a medium heat. You really don't want this at a rapid boil, but you do want it kind of simmering like this. Now this is where I kind of struggled. I was trying to do everything in front of the camera so you guys can watch. Grating Parmesan like this over it was a little bit challenging getting around the camera. So I actually set this aside and added a little bit more. I'll show you guys a little bit of a trick. You can add as much cheese as you want. Then I'll show you what you can do later. I added some pepper, a little bit of paprika. And the key with this, I can't really give you guys the exact measurements I use. I think this depends on taste as you go and get the flavor profile how you like it. So I did end up adding a little bit of salt, so paprika and pepper. Then I just adjusted according to taste. I would say easier on the salt just because the cheese has a lot of salt. But from here, I'm gonna add a little bit of parsley. And a little bit of a trick is if this sauce gets too thick, you can add a little bit of the spaghetti water in there to loosen that up a little bit, which I actually do a little bit later. I'm gonna add the rest of my lemon in here too. That's just some parsley I threw in there. And this is looking really good. Everybody liked it. So from here, I'm gonna fold all my pasta back in. You don't have to use an entire thing of pasta like I did. You can use less if you really want that more saucy. This was plenty for us because once I added all my pasta in, I realized there was enough. There would have been, but I wanted more coating, so I added some pasta water on top of this. Just gonna fold everything in. And like I said, I think I show it here. Yeah, just a little bit of pasta water in there just to loosen it up a little bit more. Probably need to give it a taste again once the noodles are in there to make sure everything's seasoned how you like. You can also adjust the seasoning at this stage too and just let it simmer a little bit longer to get the flavor incorporated. And that's pretty much right where we want to be. I think this turned out great. Gonna add some shrimp in there. You can top it off with a little bit more cheese on top, but I prefer to add that at the end. Then just mix everything up, and then you are ready to serve. I think this looks amazing. Everybody liked it. We're definitely gonna be making this again in the future. I think the sauce also meets the consistency profile that I was looking for. So I did add a little bit more Parmesan on right here, and then I'm just gonna let it sit there. It's on a low heat over there, just so while it melts. Trying to get as much flavor incorporated into the noodles as I can while it sits there. Then from there, I just served it up, got some shrimp, threw some Parmesan on top, and I tasted this off camera because I was a one-man filming crew, but I'll tell you, a little bit of parsley on top. This turned out fantastic. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe.